Good evening. This is Journal 10, and this is my final journal, excuse me. This is the end of the semester for me. So the end of everything. So I graduate hopefully if it's God's will next week. I just want to say I took this certification I was already a family and I worked in psych. I did a job called senior psych care. So I was rounding and basically just being a psych consultant. I was pursued by the company because they said you have 20 plus years as a psych RN. And so it did make my job easier being, having all of that experience and working in different levels of sight, but understanding neurotransmissions and all of that. Why did I give Zoloft, SSSR instead of some other antidepressant medicine? I just knew, but this certification course, 1 year course, gave me a better understanding. Yet I leave more confused, and I'll explain that later. The first thing it says goals. Um, Goals was I able to set at the beginning of the semester. I've heard so much from people about psychotherapy, and I never really knew what psychotherapy was. So I felt that one of the goals was to come in and have a better understanding of psychotherapy. Um, I somewhat um, achieve that goal. And as I stated previous, I have a better understanding of psychotherapy, but yet I have a lot to learn in psychotherapy, meaning I am clueless about some of the latest psychotherapy technologies that's out there. I'm still not good at the techniques and things of that sort. So I still have a lot to learn. And as Dr. Worley said, it's best that you take classes, which you take some kind of class to understand the different techniques of psychotherapy. So that's what I will do. Saying that some of the biases I do have, I still have. Being a Christian, I think one of the biases that I have that um, is that I am a Christian, and so that right there, I'm not very into the New Age techniques. So I know coming into this and leaving out of this that it is not something that I want to use, but I can use like mantra meditation and just change that to biblical meditation or Christian meditation. So I'm able to look at some of the terms in New Age and put it in perspective for a Christian perspective. So both my goals being biased and having a better understanding is, like I said, somewhat met. It's not truly met. The other thing is the next one. It says feelings. Oh my goodness, this semester, a lot of people, psych nurse practitioners I talked to, they say psychotherapy just blew my mind. I was up and down. My feelings have been up and down during this course. You know, being that I've been in this field, being an RN, a nurse practitioner for a family for about 30 plus years, this was a whammy. My feelings was like, I can't do this. Is this really okay? Wow, okay. So yes, my feelings was up and down all the time. Prejudice, like I said, I'm more aware of being a RN since '89. My prejudice about culture is still something that is will continue to the day I guess I die. Cultural understanding by different people's culture, sexual orientation, will be a progressive thing. It's going to be never unending. So always looking to find out better ways to handle things. Um, Differences, yes, with population, like I was saying, especially with gender neutral populations, how to understand them and how that I can be effective in providing psychotherapy to them. Keeping an open mind, and as I was saying, uh, right now, I do have like 1099 job that they do a lot of training about cultural awareness, so we do get that. But even if I didn't, just when I go, I'm in the associations, different associations, making sure that when I do go to those to get the CEs, that I get those, culture classes to help me. Like I said, my biases, like I said, I am aware of them, one of them being a Christian. Number three, how did I manage anxiety? Oh my gosh. I felt this semester was the worst anxiety ever. I'm even anxious now trying to finish up, and I'm like, I am like 2 assignments away, and I'm exhausted. How can I get this done and keep an open mind? My anxiety level, I think, is just over the roof because I'm also in the midst of trying to look for psych nurse practitioner job, real psych. I mean, I was a family doing psych, but now as a psych nurse practitioner. So my anxiety is very high because it might not be like somebody else's this semester because this is my last class. Um, Full of doubts. I leave here more with more doubts than ever, and uncertainty. Like I said, I've learned a lot, getting ready to go through a review, before I take my board. I am like, okay, can I do this? Really? What just happened? That year went by so quick. What? I learned what? I still feel like I think I know the same things as a family nurse practitioner, but I feel people say they feel that way. But as I progress, they said it's gonna come to you. So many, so many so many doubts and so many uncertainties, especially as the job market and as I prepare, hopefully to work as a psych nurse practitioner and not, working as family, because still get offered a lot with family, but trying to enter a new arena with uncertainty like a novice, that's difficult. Just as I did with family as an RN, as a CNA, difficult thing. Um, Understanding or insight as a student, wow. As a student, I think the biggest insight that I have is CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, is humongous, is big and broad. And as my preceptor says, everybody does CBT different. But the basis of most therapy, she's like, it's CBT at some kind of level intertwined with DBT, behavior therapy. So she's like, that's going to be, she explains to me the gist of it. All components is going to have some type of CBT in it. So that was the biggest insight that I took. And so I think that ground zero for me, ground one, as I continue this process. And if the first thing I will try to do, because I want to really base a lot on therapy, is get some more CBT training. My reflective practice. Um, the mistakes I made as a person, that can go on forever. I have a 35-year-old son and a 23-year-old son. So reflective practice as a person, as things I wish I could redo with both my children, As a student, I think really the biggest mistake is that I didn't get enough of time because my time was so limited with school, work, full time, and all kinds of things. I, re, I reflected. I didn't take the time enough to get the logistics of everything, but hopefully enough to pass the board. And as a provider, I feel that like I said, I feel like there's a lot of knowledge floating out there from this whole certification that is there. And probably once I get in practice, like everybody else says, it'll just fall down. I'll be, oh yeah, I remember that in school. Oh, I remember Dr. Worley told us this. Oh yeah, I remember that I did this in clinicals. And number six, I believe that I have to do, my goal is to do more reflective practice. And I have been able to do that. And that's why I've been able to stay in this field for 30 something years, being able to reflect. Now, the biggest thing that I have said, I have worked this last semester with African Americans females, and there's been biases on my side as being an African American female. And so I reflected there are some things I need to change, and that all African Americans don't think the same, even though I know that, but just seeing that in practice, I understand that. So that will be my future, trying to continuously to seek better practices and reflective in learning from my mistakes. Dr. Worley, thank you. And this is the end, and my time is up. And so let me close this out. Thank you.